She was used to boardrooms, not cramped aisles. A black woman CEO, dressed in tailored confidence, was told her first-class seat was unavailable. They moved her to the back, economy, next to the restroom, while others, less qualified, less paying, sat where she belonged. At first, she thought it was a mistake. But the stares, the smirks, the silence told a different story. This wasn't about a ticket. It was about something more profound, uglier. What happened next would shock the entire cabin. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Angela Thomas, a visionary who built a multi-million-dollar tech empire from scratch. To most, she was the embodiment of success, elegant, articulate, and unstoppable. For Angela, flying was routine. Boardroom today, conference tomorrow. First class was more than luxury. It was her office in the sky, her time to prepare for the battles ahead. That day, she was en route to New York for a high-profile deal that could open doors for countless underrepresented founders. She checked in early, her seat was confirmed, and her ticket was paid in full. Everything should have been seamless. Yet as she handed over her boarding pass, the attendant's eyes lingered too long. The hesitation, the whisper to a colleague, the subtle shake of the head. It was familiar. Too familiar. Something was shifting, and she felt the storm before it broke. This flight was about to become a battlefield she never asked for. Angela entered the plane, expecting to sit in seat 2A by the window. Instead, she was met with a half-smile from the attendant. "There's been a change. Please follow me." Confused but calm, Angela complied. She was led past the curtain into the economy. Row 32, cramped, noisy, wedged between strangers. She questioned politely, only to be told her seat had been reassigned. Yet she noticed rows of empty seats still available in first class. White passengers, some of whom had checked in after her, sat comfortably in the premium section. The humiliation burned. Whispers filled the air. Some passengers avoided her eyes, others recorded quietly on their phones. Angela knew what this was. She had lived through enough moments where her qualifications, her money, her very presence had been undermined because of her skin. This wasn't an oversight. This was erasure, dressed in the guise of professionalism. Her chest tightened. She remembered her grandmother's stories of buses, of signs that said separate. Different era, same message. But Angela was not the kind to bow her head. She pulled out her phone and dialed. Not her assistant, not her lawyer. A direct call to the chairman of the board of the very airline she was flying. Her voice was steady, her words precise. Within minutes, murmurs grew louder and attendants looked uneasy. Something was happening. Something bigger than just a seat assignment. The cabin held its breath, waiting for the fallout. The captain's voice echoed through the speakers. "Ladies and gentlemen, due to an operational issue, this flight will be delayed." Gasps spread through the cabin. Attendants rushed down the aisle, their faces pale. Angela sat motionless, her phone still in her hand. She hadn't raised her voice, hadn't demanded spectacle, but the weight of her influence had landed like thunder. Word traveled fast. The flight would not move until the matter was addressed. Passengers turned, staring now not with dismissal, but with curiosity, even awe. In that instant, the balance of power shifted. What was meant to humiliate her had brought the entire plane to a halt. The system that tried to shrink her had underestimated just how much space she commanded. Eventually, the airline scrambled. Angela was escorted back to first class, apologies spilling from trembling lips. The delay cost thousands, headlines followed, and policies were questioned. But for Angela, the seat wasn't the victory. It was the principle. Too many times, stories like hers go unseen, unrecorded, unresolved. That day, her presence forced acknowledgement. Yet she knew the truth. For every Angela with power to make. A call. Countless others suffer in silence. As the plane finally lifted into the sky, she wondered how long it would take for equality to stop being conditional. How many more humiliations before respect is standard, not an exception? Her story was one, but it echoed the stories of millions of others. Where are you watching this from? Comment on your country and city below. Take care.